Okay, getting this one set up now. Let's see. Okay, this should be working. So okay, now that I've kind of gotten it all set up, so this is just for 100 subs, so just want to have this for you guys so you can kind of have some time to ask me questions. Want to kind of be a time for you guys to have some live, like, hey, like, I have some questions, like, I'd love to have those answered, so leave those in the comments. Also, just gonna be playing around with some characters, just messing around with what's new. I'll be actually editing this one down to a video. At least that's kind of my plan with this one, rather than posting just the full stream. Okay, so a lot of people, well, I won't say a lot of people, but enough people out there have asked what kind of, like, what they should be working on, like, is yada yada a good team? And that's like it's the quintessential question. So I did have I had some, like, in a perfect world I would have made more videos on these already, but for now, I would have said, like, oh, I have, like, every single character, I've messed with all of them, and I can tell you exactly what I think is good, and how you guys should be like, what you guys should be investing in right now. But the fact is, I just actually don't. I don't have every character. In fact, I'll show you what I have right now. I've had a little bit more time to invest, but I'm still missing a lot of investment. Don't have any of the new characters. Granted, Mulan's sign in. I actually just got into challengers on Coliseum. I have not been able to break through to actually see it. Okay. Yeah, I haven't actually broken through to see what it's like in arena, but I know a lot of people in my guild have been complaining heavily about the system, because keep in mind, like, the system that as it worked before, kind of operated on the assumption that if you beat a team, then you would be able to pass them. It's not that easy anymore. Like, for the challengers seasons, what you'll see, I'll show you for Coliseum, because this is the one I actually have. This is on almost every server. I don't think it's on every server, but it's every 4 weeks. And you get rewards based on what rank you are in the challengers. So these are the daily. So it kind of works the same as before. Like, obviously, higher ranks get you more rewards each day, and even the lowest rewards are still going to be good. But then weekly, if you're in the top, then you get these Tron rewards, because you'll get these boxes. And then they've also added the other mods, so you can see, I had a whole video on mods that I put out a while ago. Up until literally, like, 2 weeks ago, there were only ever, like, two 3 upgrade materials that they would give us for mods. Here, I'll show you. Again, like it was literally every single invasion just always gave the same. So up until literally 2 weeks ago, you could only get armor for the circles, which was the HP. For the skill power, you could actually, hold on, this is one that already has. Okay, here you go. For the skill power, you could only do purple skill, and now they have added blue back. And finally, for the basic damage, they only had normal crits, but they've added the attack speed to and fantastic crit. But as far as I can tell, those two are only available from doing the challenger seasons, at least from what I've seen. Now, I don't know if that's kind of like the long-term goal. I haven't gotten all the rewards. I'm only on tier 44. I've fallen way behind on this invasion. But yeah, so they've added reality was this one. It was the circle reality upgrade pieces. Okay. So, while like you guys obviously can always leave questions in the comments. Kind of want to leave this one as kind of a more open one. And then I'll be editing out pieces, just trying to talk about a video. It's a little bit harder than in others to other games to show you too crazily what's going on because I can't necessarily test too much. But here you go. So Powerline, everyone keeps telling me Powerline is so good. Wow, that is a that is a reward that I've never gotten that lucky before. I think that's actually I lied. I think that's the second time I've gotten that lucky. But I'm just gonna spend. I had enough to get 3 of these, and I just wanted to get them up to another star, even though can't invest in them too much. I will say the one thing that they do a lot of with these is that like this is by far the best way to get the Ultra XP drinks, which are very good. Okay, so if you guys have any have anything you want me to see, otherwise I'm just going to be running through and doing some invasion. We're currently 400,000 behind, even though we were keeping it pretty close up until a little bit ago. So again, like I showed this in the video that I did on invasion over the last week, that once you get to like high bots, like you are actually losing, like is so not worth it. So right now, just participating in this bot is gonna give me 77,000. So right there, I just got myself. Actually, that's 78,000 points. And even like, okay, so I full disclosure, I have not played like at all this week for Disney Heroes. I've been falling way behind because I've been doing some Disney Sorcerer's Arena stuff. And my other problem with this invasion is that it turns out I have like very minimal investment in yellow. Yellow is by far like my worst team. So it's harder for me to show you guys like a good team or a good matchup here for the bots, because like the best characters I just literally do not have. I will say, from what I've been seeing over and over and over again from both my guildmates and accidentally clicked out. There are certain characters that are very good for this generally, but expect me to have another video on kind of advanced invasion tips. So like the basic invasion tip, especially when you're dealing with your team, is to always use characters that are in your invasion color. But the advanced tip is that for yellow, yellow has Joy, who's a great healer. But generally speaking, yellow is not a great invasion for the characters that are there, and red and blue are much better. Just to show you why, I'll do it here. So in teams, what you'll see with red invasion is that you have Goofy, who's a great tank, very useful, but it has very little healing. But it does have a lot of characters that have turned out to be very good. So Pooh has turned out to be extremely good in invasion. Is just a good character overall. But Elastigirl, now I'm showing you like a awful Elastigirl, but Elastigirl is great in red invasion because she just trucks damage. She just throws out so much damage overall. Even at level 120, she's doing 50,000 with the Iron Fist. So as it turns out, for red invasion, kind of akin to Stitch, the way I have Stitch in blue invasion, who just does all the damage. That's Elastigirl. Elastigirl just trucks damage. Like it's ridiculous how much damage I've seen people been doing with Elastigirl. So she's like the main investment there. And then also has Mr. Incredible, who's a great invasion benefit. Plus, if you're kind of stuck on your invasion team, throw up Mr. Incredible. Invest in him. He's a relatively easy character to unlock and to get up to get to wherever you're kind of at. Easy character, very good, has a lot of health, a lot of benefits there. But yeah, so like red invasion kind of revolves around Pooh, Elastigirl, and then Incredible to take damage. You can also use Goofy. Goofy's another good one. My problem is that, and a lot of other people's problems, that Yellow Invasion doesn't have that like damage dealer. Randall actually is very bad. Not very bad. I won't say very bad, but he's not very good against Mama Bots. So Randall isn't useful, even though he's like by far the best character in the game. It's just not a mode he's great in. Beast's kind of the same way. Beast just doesn't push out as much damage as some of the other characters out there. So a lot of people, and I brought up Elastigirl specifically because a lot of people that I know, at least people in my guild in the past Yellow Invasions, even though you're not getting, you're not able to power her up, still use Elastigirl in their Mama Bot team in Yellow Invasion, and a vast majority of people use Animal that I know. The advanced tip is that you don't have to be tied down to using just characters that are in the color if they're good enough. So Animal's not needing to do damage anyway, but he can really power up the team pretty well. So Animal's a great addition to even a yellow team. But other people, as people have been starting to use Kita more, it turns out Kita's been pretty useful for your Yellow Invasion. And Oogie Boogie has also been good. A lot of people really like using Oogie. Rapunzel as a healer is another also good option. She also grants reality. It's the same. It's similar to Joy, but as another healer because she can actually do damage. Joy cannot do any damage. Colette, Linguini, and Remy is another healer. There you go. Heal them for 75% of their max HP over 8 seconds with Food Toss. So the thing is like there's a lot of healing options in Yellow Team, but there are not a lot of really great damage options. Kita is slowly creeping up there as people have started using her more and testing her out, but Yellow is just kind of hard. But my guild right now is, and the reason I'm kind of streaming this is just because we're at the point in the day where we're pushing through bots. So just so you guys can see it, because in the videos I can tell you guys what the strategy is as far as just hitting the high bots. But if you don't see it in action, then it's kind of hard for you guys to appreciate it. When I mean that they push bots as high power as they possibly can, as fast as they can, I literally mean like you are going to watch this guild bot that's 11,000 on day 3. This is Wednesday. Just disappear every couple seconds as they're pushing it up. I'm only on breaker 21. I've only gotten what's free, and I'm almost completed my rewards, and I'm ranked 6th in the platinum tier for this invasion, simply because I've been tapping the guild bot as I've been seeing it. Let's see. Let me tap it. So strategy wise, if you're in a guild that has other people that are much stronger than you, then just figure out whichever ones they're hitting and then just tap those so you can get the rewards. I'm just gonna hit my bot for a second, but what happens with like hitting my bot is so few points. Like honestly, it's not even worth it for me to invest in. I'm just doing it because I can get the power ups, so I can complete some later breaker quests. Oh, I do some power ups. Again, I don't have a great team, so I like for right now, I have been putting some in Mim. Other people really like Mim. For damage, I'll use her. I mean, I'm not obviously doing anything to these. Oh wait, that one was mine actually. Whoops. Let me just clear that. That was my bad. But yeah, so again, this is a 11,000 bot. It's gonna get me. I'm almost completed all the rewards. I am not very far. I haven't even completed, and I'm also ranked number 4 now. Have not completed even Breaker 21, which I'm gonna go back and do now. Hitting my own bot actually loses me points. Every time I hit my own bot, I lose 75,000 points because the difference between me completing my own bot and me hitting this bot right here and doing literally nothing to it is 75,000 points. So I've yeah, it's hard to keep up with it. My guild's a little insane because being rank 1 guild does have some perks, but it also means that it's hard to keep up with them sometimes. But I'll say again, I said in the video for break requests, when you're doing break requests, it really only you can quick fight and do whatever you want up until 50, but from 50 on, even if unless you're, like at the max by a mile, then you're actually hurting yourself. I don't want to say hurting yourself. You're making it harder on yourself each time if you just auto, because again, the way auto works, if you don't already know, is that when auto is running, it will just use every single ability as soon as it's available. So it wastes healing. It can waste abilities that require charge. It's just one of those things that it's hard to manage. It's hard for you to manage your turn meter between battles. So I'm just gonna get up to 50. One for the breakers because they're pushing breakers right now. They're pushing bots which need my breakers, but also because I just want to catch up a little bit. Fallen too far behind. And as soon as I've gotten up to 50, I'll stop there and I'll just be pushing some bots, answering questions from people. If you guys like streams, I mean, I don't know if any of the other Disney Heroes, I don't actually know any of the other Disney Heroes streamers out there, so I don't know if any of them are, and if any of them do any streams other than, or just do videos. Okay. We're almost there. We're almost to 50. This is something that most people do on day 1, but I've been busy for the last couple days, and so this is the first time I've actually gotten to play Disney Heroes like this whole week, other than just doing my dailies. I will say that Tuesday was also the level cap increase, so a lot of people, like I barely got to level 170 today, and I'm running out of stamina pretty fast. Real like for campaign stamina, so I'm not able to keep up. I was barely able to keep up with the level increase. I guess I was within a day of the level increase before it fell out of my reach, but we'll see. Like this is like the ongoing struggle is we as players cannot keep up with what they're doing. As far as the level increases, like too many people on the. I don't want to say this is a problem because everyone's entitled to play it your own way, but the top players always they stockpile stamina as much as it's available. So then as soon as the level cap increases, they just blow all of it to get all the badges and everything they need to get every single character up to 175 R8, which is this last one. Which actually, I don't think this is hurting. I don't think this is hurting us per se, but us being like the people that are at the top. But what it is doing is that the way Purple sees it is that people are reaching that top level is like within hours of the level increase being made available, which actually makes it so that they think like, oh, it's not that big of a deal since the top players, who are the ones that we're making the money off of anyway, are already at the top level. Oh, we just crossed 1 billion. That's nice. But that just means it's harder for the rest of us to keep up. So if you can see, most people are not even touching these other bots. They're literally just touching this one over and over and over again. No, whoops. Again, I just don't have a great team. I don't have a great team for this invasion personally, so I'm not able to really keep up at all. It's almost like a waste for me to try to keep up at this point, other than just doing the breakers that I need. I did just get it to 50. I did spend the last of my stamina getting Facilier up to red 4. He's at 1. I think he's at 150 R. I'll check back on that in a second while I'm waiting on this bot. Okay. Let's see. So I just spent the last of my stamina on Facilier. Yeah, R4 160. When I was changing my approach to the game, where I wasn't necessarily trying to get my whole team up. I was trying to keep up with like one main team. But the problem was that I didn't have. I only had I only had Hook as a good Randall counter, and then I had Maleficent as my beast counter. But the problem is that like if either of them were off duty for the war, then I was basically stuck and I couldn't help with those teams at all. And so Facilier is actually a great Randall counter with his Maleficent disc, which is what I now have to invest in because I took him from 100 I think red 3 or orange 3 all the way up to red 4 today. And now I just have to wait until I get this disc. Everyone uses the Maleficent disc, if you're ever wondering what to use for Facilier. Yeah, I can't imagine having the entire roster maxed out. Story of my life. I wish I had. I wish I could show you what their rosters look like because I have seen them. All I can show you is what their total power is, and I can tell you that we have 100 characters in the game, give or take, like 102. What you're seeing with solo is every single character, like this means that every single character averages 300 over 300,000 power. Okay, about 100 characters. This is like this is over 300,000 power average on characters. Here you go. My Randall at 165 R7 with this 2-star disc. Here, I'll throw on. It changes based on the number of stars, so I don't have investment on either of these actually. But at 110, and with some pretty decent mods, I have 340s, 2 Heaven, and then these all have upgrades on them. He's at 236. Okay, that's my best character by 70,000, give or take. Solo averages over 300,000 on every single character, even the newer ones. Yeah. So, I got obviously I'm not saying that these people are evil or wrong because a lot of them are my guild and a lot of them are my friends, but I will just say yes, it is very insane that some of these people are able to get their max characters within hours. This update has been live for about 36 hours, and yeah, yep, it's a little insane. It's a little crazy, and it's like I'm glad that they are supporting the game, so that people like me can play it without spending their entire lives entire life on it, or their entire savings. Okay. Well, with that, guys, I'm just gonna keep going around for a little bit longer. Feel free to leave questions. Love having conversations. Like I want to start streaming on a somewhat regular basis for you guys, so that you guys can have conversations with me, and so you can kind of see how I'm playing. Take some of my real life advice as I'm playing, as you can see it, so you just have to watch it in a video form. I'll have a video out tomorrow, probably a little bit more on Randall. Maybe I haven't made a solid hard decision on what I want that next video to be. I will say, if you are stuck on this invasion, don't fret. If you're at the point where you're not really able to keep up with the invasions, or if you just don't want to participate in this one like me, you just tap the guild bots, even if they're not going to be at the crazy levels that ours are at, which is actually probably a good thing for you guys, so it's actually a little bit more fun. But tap the guild bots, and just, as long as you don't get demoted, then there's no real reason for you to have any issues. As long as you don't get demoted, then like skipping out on one invasion isn't going to kill you. Yeah, so as long as you're in the top 60, I believe, and then the top 5 are the ones that get promoted. I have not done anything. Keep in mind, up until today, I had done basically no breakers, and I don't have anything in the shop bot except for just the free stuff. And I'm already in 3rd just because of hitting those bots. So that's kind of like that. I don't know. I don't have like too much to say today. I'm just kind of going through, just trying to finish out the rewards, just finishing out invasion. Again, I'll find a better, like, more consistent plan, schedule. That's the word I was looking for. A schedule for you guys, so you could know, like, oh, I'm going to stream on like these days, and then I'll have videos on these days. And if you follow any of my Disney Sorcerer's Arena content as well, then I'll have something similar to that, so I'm not streaming both on the same day. But it was for 100 subs. I thought I'd put this out for you guys. Let you know that this is something that I'd like to try to do and continue to do in the future. So with that, I do have some stamina now, so just going to see if I can get anyone up. Of also these new characters, it's actually funny. So newer players actually have better knowledge of these characters than I do, because these characters are like sign-in characters for right when you come in, are going to just be easier for you to access right away than some of these others. And you're going to have them accessible to you right now from the shops, and I had to wait for a while before these were all available. So even though I have them at 6 stars, I have them sitting at 6 stars at Orange 0, because this is something that's easy. Like, I always have up to Orange 0 gear. And now that they've actually added, they added back, this was a long number of updates ago, but the ability for you to get every single reward from these actually has made a huge difference for the number of unbirthday hats that I have. To you guys that have crossed the Orange 0 plateau will know. Let's see. Whoops. I have no idea how I managed to screw that up. Give me a sec. Okay, I think that should have been fixed. Okay, I was just messing with some windows there, sorry guys. But yeah, as I was saying, so if any of you have been playing for long enough to know what unbirthday hats are, they are the bane of my existence. I don't think I have one made here. Let's see if I have it. I know they're purple and there you go. So birthday hats are needed. Oh yeah, that's another tip. That's another trick. If you guys are want to know if whether or not you should buy something from the shop, just go up to the little eye. So this is this, but if you go here, so this is you can do this with anything. So the eye will take you to who needs unbirthday hats for just plain unbirthday hats. Okay, but if you go, you can actually see how they're needed in other things. So this carrot piece is needed for this one. This is needed for all of these characters. I think this is almost every single character at various levels of orange. But then this is used to make the Timeless Classic, which is needed by all these characters, which is used for the Forest Spirit. And that's the end of that one. But if you go back and hit the X, you can go back and see all the other ones. So that's this one, the Cuddle Party, which is used for the Purple Peacocks, which is used by almost all of these characters to get up to R7. So unbirthday hats are the bane of my existence simply because they are used to make everything. Like I'll just keep clicking through and just showing you guys. If you've been playing, you know the bane, you know how hard unbirthday hats are, and they only come from the yellow trial. But well, they don't only come, but that's where you get the most of them. But it used to be that trials, they had it so that originally everything gave you everything, but they're like, oh, we're only gonna give you like the top 5 rewards. So then you'd have to go back, because if you got up to where you were getting any of these as rewards, you weren't getting unbirthday hats anymore. So currently 43 characters need this for crafting right now. It's just insane. It is actually the reason why I started falling so far behind, because you can see kind of where I was keeping up with Orange 5 with most of these characters in Orange 3. But you can see kind of where I started petering off because I ran out of unbirthday hats. So if you want to take any of my advice as far as which gear you want to be hoard unbirthday hats, they are needed all the time. Actually, the yellow trial is the best one by far, because the yellow trial also gives you the mysterious journal plan, which up until literally the last set of updates, I was also out of too. I'm not going to click through that one, but that one's used by a lot of characters as well. Anyone remember, if you've been playing for a long time, you know when Korra was meta at one point. They nerfed her a long time ago, but her disc spin and her ricochet. Back in the day when purple skills were the pinnacle, and this used to do a lot more damage. Those days have passed. She's not actually great. So I don't ask me per se for a definitive tier list of characters, just because I don't have all of them, so I haven't been able to say like how good these are. Plus, some of them actually gotten buffs since I stopped investing in them. Felix, this was a really long time ago. Felix got a buff a really long time ago, which gave him more health and healed him more, and did a lot more with his stun and his blinds. So he's actually gotten a lot better since I stopped investing in him. Same with Mr. Incredible. Mr. Incredible got a buff not that long ago. But I don't want to necessarily feel like this is too rambly, so I'm just going to go for another like 10 minutes. Show you guys kind of the state of things. So we're closing our gap here, but I missed out on 40 levels of bots while I was talking about that with you guys. Yeah. No, if you've played it, like just jumping into it, it's way different. So I remember I played this game when Server 9 launched. I was one of I think I was like in the top 2 or 300 players right when it launched. Obviously, I'm not there now. The game is very different. You know, back when I started, they had just released Korra, Korra was the meta character. If you didn't have Korra, then your team would lose every single time. She was the Randall of the very early game. That was a long Sully was used in every single team because he could team heal. I remember the update when Merlin joined, and when I have the video of Merlin's beard, which is actually because when Merlin dropped, everybody switched to having Merlin, so they had to nerf him a little bit. They reduced the amount of energy he gained. I think he originally gained 200 energy, which was just too much. He would be able to do this way too fast with Barbossa and Aladdin, so then they had to nerf it so that he couldn't get his squirrels out as fast. And he's still good, but it's just not as viable in today's climate with all the characters. I'll just to give you some flavor, find how many Randalls and Beasts there are in all of these teams. This is in Platinum 1. This is the last before you could get up to the top tier of Invasion, or the top tier of Arena to get into Challenger seasons. Yeah, no, like this is all different. Like they've changed this. I'm just doing this just so I could lose. There's an off chance I win, but it's not likely. They do have 300,000 team power on mine, I think. Maybe more. Their Beast is actually going to be the reason I lose this one. See, Beast is just so good. You have to plan for Beast in order if you're actually going to try to beat him. But yeah, no, I've been playing this game for a really long time. I don't have the kind of money to keep up with everyone. But thank you guys for checking this out. If you do like it, message me on Discord. If you haven't found my if you haven't already messaged me on Discord or you haven't seen it in the links in my videos, I'll just put it in the chat and I could put it in there. It would just take me a second to open up Discord, but message me on Discord with times that you guys would actually have like more time to watch and keep up with this. I would love to do it so that you guys can actually see what's going on rather than just kind of me rambling for a little bit, and I can plan out what I would actually want to do for these. This is just a fun thing because I hit 100 subs and I wanted you guys to know this is something I'm planning and just try it out. But yeah, Discord me, message me if you have questions as always, and message me with times that you would actually log in so you could see this, so I could get it out to as many of you guys as possible. I'll also be streaming Disney Sorcerer's Arena here on YouTube as well, and I'm gonna have an official like schedule planned out. I'll work it out so that it's not too taxing on me and it's helpful for you guys, and I'm not just like putting out random crap, but something that you guys can actually use and enjoy. But with that, guys, I'm going to end this stream here because not much is going on. I'm just kind of like tapping invasion bots and just watching my score go up to some ridiculous number despite the fact that I have not been investing in this. I'm just riding on the backs of my guildmates who are doing all the work for me, so I just literally just have to sit here and just hit. It takes like 2 seconds for me to get as many points as some other people are getting. Yeah, I might actually reach first. You know what, I'll keep doing this as long until I get to first. But yeah, Discord me, message me. Once I get some input from you guys, and once I kind of work out like my own schedule and time, I'll have something all set up for you guys so you can actually see it. And it'll be on the banner on my channel, so you guys can know exactly what I'm going to be streaming and when to expect videos, so you can log in. Just as full disclosure for you guys, at some point, I'm hopeful. My goal is that I'll have enough of you guys watching, enough people enjoying the content that I'll actually be able to reach a point where I can monetize YouTube a little bit. So I could actually have some money to reinvest in this, because as you can see, like, it's not that I'm falling like super far behind, but I am pretty far behind with almost all my characters. But with a little bit of investment from you guys with YouTube, I would hopefully have enough of a little bit extra on the top, so I can actually invest in in the game, so I can get the characters up, so I could keep up with it, so I could tell you guys what's up. I could give you guys some tier lists based on what I'm seeing. Give you guys like the most up-to-date info. So that's not gonna be for a while though. I think I have to reach 1,000 subs. So to you guys that are watching this or might run across this in the future, please share with your friends, share with your guilds. Give me things you guys would want to see me do in streams anyway. And I'll be putting out videos and streams on the weekly. I'll have a whole schedule planned out for you guys. But with that, I'll just have it here. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments. But I'm just going to finish out once I reach first, which is 400,000 points. I think that's like... Yeah, this is like 5 more bots, honestly. Almost to 2 million. I think I have one last group of rewards. Again, I have my own personal bots of 75. I'm just gonna tap it just so you guys can see the difference of points. Okay. So this gave me, for doing the entire thing, this gave me, give or take, 1,600 points. This will give me 80,000 points. By tapping my own bot and using that breaker on here, I lost 64,000 points. That's the kind of difference that when you get up to the top level bots makes. Which is also why in the invasion video I always have made it abundantly clear. At that point, just funnel in, just push your bots. Actually, I think they're slowing down based on the fact that none of these bots are going down. So with that, guys, I'll actually leave it here. Schedule will hopefully be out tomorrow so you guys can see it. As always, message me on Discord, share with your friends. If you have any requests for videos, always message me, let me know. But with that, guys, I will see you. I will have a video for Disney Heroes out tomorrow, and the schedule will also be in that video. But thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks for the 100 subs. I will see you guys tomorrow in my video.